everybody, Laurie here from Unique in the Creek. Okay, so we are going to be making a swag with the rectangle boards tonight. We are going to be putting together, we're going to be using rectangle boards. We're going to use both of them because we're going to be putting this beautiful sign on the center. Isn't it cute? It says, "Love is the key." And we got this beautiful ribbons that go with it. Pretty, 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 right? We got the keys and the hearts, and the ribbon matches the sign so perfectly. And then we got this beautiful pale pink with gold diagonal metallic on it. Okay, so those are the two ribbons we're going to be using. And then we're going to be using this plaid mesh that I used again last night. Super pretty. Got some more of these pink flowers. I believe there's two of these in there. And then, my favorite flower bush. Okay, so we have our two rectangle boards, okay? I like to do it where I have letter A, because you will see that the rectangle boards have letters. I'm going to join row J to row I, and then there's J here, which is going to be I here. So I'm going to, the first two rows, okay, J and J, I and I, we're going to connect these two together. Okay, so you're just going to overlap, and row J is going to go and connect to row I. All right, so let's start with that. So let's go down, and we're just connecting these with zip tie. And then we'll go over, once we connect the board, we're going to go over the mesh and the ribbon and everything, okay? So J and J. All right, so now we got it nice and sturdy. So I did 4 zip ties. All right, and that is sturdy, okay? So it's connected and connected, and we've made one big long frame there. So the mesh, 18 pieces of this mesh, 18 pieces of this mesh at 14 inches. Okay, so however you cut your mesh, whether it be a cutting mat or the adhesive ruler, you're going to need 18 pieces of it at 14 inches. So I'm going to roll out my mesh. I'm going to use my cutting mat, and I'm going to cut it at 14 inches. Okay? And then ribbons. We got this beautiful 2.5 inch heart ribbon. Okay? We need 14 pieces. 14 pieces of the heart ribbon at 14 inches. Okay, 14 at 14 inches. And then we're going to do 14 pieces at 14 inches of the pink and gold. So I'm going to use my measure buddy. So I opened my number 1 all the way to 14. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's easier if you grab the spool of ribbon and grab the spool and wrap it around. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and now I'm going to cut the edge. We're going to separate these to make individual strips of ribbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This ribbon is so pretty. So super pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to dovetail the ends of these. So what we're going to do is take about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to dovetail the ends. So you're just going to make sure they're all at the end here. Fold it in half lengthwise, just like that. Cut from the folded edge to the top outside corner. Okay? And then when you open it up, it's got a nice little V in the end. That's called dovetailing. Do the same on the other side. Folded outside corner. Okay, and we're going to fold these in half. So you're going to have 14 pieces of this 1.5 inch ribbon, and you're going to have 14 pieces of this gorgeous heart glittered ribbon that matches our sign. Okay, so just to recap, we have 18 pieces of mesh cut at 14 inches. Now you don't have to cut all your mesh at the same time. You can cut your mesh, you know, maybe 4 pieces at a time. Put it on your wreath and then cut more mesh so you don't have pieces of mesh all over the place like me, where it's falling on the floor and everything else. Okay. I'm not going to make little packets because we're going to do it a little bit different. On the board, we are going to be using row A, row D, row G, row I, and then on the other side, row G, row D, row A. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I did with a Sharpie marker is I put my sign on my rectangle wreath frame here, and the top of the sign hits row E. So I put an S where row E is. And the bottom of the sign also is where row E is. So I put an S and an S, and that's going to remind me that's where the pipe cleaners for the sign are going to go when we put it on. Actually, I'm going to do it on the back. So S and S. Now, marker comes off the boards really easy with just some rubbing alcohol or Goo Gone or anything like that, or even soap and water if you scrub it hard enough, if you do right on the back of your frame, okay? Okay, so we are going from the outside hole on each of those rows I just explained, which is A, D, G, I, G, D, A, okay? And you're going to take a zip tie and you're going to go, we're on row G here, from the outside hole to the next hole, okay? And you can preload just like this, your board. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on one side and 7 going down the other. Alrighty. And we got our ribbons ready. Our mesh is cut. We're going to do our sign. So we're going to flip it over. This is a wood sign. So I like to take the stickers off. Again, you can keep, if you want extra security that makes sure your sign doesn't come off, you can keep the rope on and like zip tie it into row B. But you can do that for extra measures. I just cut it off. I just cut the rope off. Alrighty. And we are in your little packet. We got some pipe cleaners. You do have your adhesive ruler if you need to measure your mesh and ribbons. You have your ruler there. And this little card, I don't think I explained that yesterday. This little card in here, if you scan this QR code, this code is going to take you to the wreath kits. Okay, so whatever kit you're working on, scan this code. It'll take you to the wreath kits, and then just find the kit number. The kit number should be in the title of the video. Alrighty. So we're gonna take the 2 cable mounts you have, and we're gonna take 2 pipe cleaners. Put the pipe cleaner through your cable mount. Just like that. We'll get these ready. And I like to do this before I start building my wreath, because it gives a little bit of time for the adhesive that is on the back of your mounts time to set. Work well. We're going to be using a glue gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the cable mount at the bottom middle. So you can, if you want to make sure that you're putting it exactly in the middle, you can put your sign on your measuring tape or your board and find the middle. So this from here to here is 6 inches. Right here is the 3-inch mark, and right here is the 3-inch mark. So that's exactly the middle. So that's where I'm going to put this. Put a little dollop of glue, hot glue there. And push that down right in the middle. Now, if you got the green off, no problem, and you don't have a glue gun, just push down hard and you're going to let it sit. All right, our sign is ready to go. Okay, so we're going to put that to the side until we need it. And now we're going to start building our base. You got, I think I said, how many did I say? 18 pieces of your mesh at 14 inches. We're going to do a kerfuffle again. So I'm going to bring the top down about the middle. Okay, I just put my scissors on there and then bring the bottom up, and it just overlaps just a bit like that. It kind of looks like an envelope, and we're going to scrunch right up the middle. So pinch, pinch, pinch. Okay, we're going to put our mesh. I think I'm going to do all my mesh first and then come back and put my ribbons and my florals in. So you're going to, where that cut edge is, you're going to flip it over. Where it's pinched in the middle, you're going to put it right in the middle of the zip tie here. Now I like to angle my mesh like this, just like that. And we'll do that zip tie up. Okay, now to keep it angled outwards, get in more. I like to fold the very last fold on my kerfuffle. I kind of push it down towards the board, and it keeps that mesh angled. And then I'm going to pull it tight. So you see how it's going out like that? That's what we want. Okay. And just a note that whatever we do to one side of the rectangle board, we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. So again, top down, bottom up. So it looks like an envelope. Pinch, 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 pinch. Flip it over. Now we're on row D. Put it right on the zip tie on the board, in between the tail and the head of the zip tie, and do it up. I like to flip again, push this one, the very front pleat, push that down, and it keeps your mesh going out this way. cut off those zip tie tails. Now you could use old scissors, ribbon scissors. Do not use ribbon scissors to cut zip tie tails. You can use old ones, they work great. You can use a zip tie gun, which there's like a little slit in here. And what the zip tie gun does is you put that tail in the slit and squeeze, and the zip tie gun pulls your zip tie a little bit tighter and actually cuts it at the same time. Okay, so now we're going to, like I said, what we do to one side, we're going to do the other. So we're going to put 7 pieces mesh on this side. So exactly the same rows. Swag, which swags are really popular now. I think just because they're so much different than than a round wreath. People like the swags and they like the ovals. Gotta zoom out a little more because we're getting big. There we go. Okay, do you see what we have? And there we go. We got A, D, G, I. I is also connected at the board. G, D, and A. Okay? Nice and neat on the back. Again, business on the back, party on the front. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to add some ribbons and some of the florals that we have. Now, what I'm going to do, because these are kind of close together, I am going to only put 1 ribbon tail in each of these side zip ties that we did. I'm going to start with the heart ribbon. So whatever I do on this side, I'm going to do on this side. So the same thing. I'm going to put a heart ribbon for A. Row D is going to be the pink. Row G, we're going to do a heart. Row I is the center of the swag. So row I, I'm going to do both the heart and the pink. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take another zip tie. I'm going to go right over top, okay, of the zip tie that we already have there. Okay, I'm only going to use the 2.5 inch heart ribbon. So when you've folded it in half, it's a nice canvas ribbon. Open it up and you can see your crease. That's the middle of your ribbon tail. I like to pinch it in the middle and then bring the top down to the middle, bring the bottom down to the middle, and flip it up. And when you flip it up, what you're looking for is to make sure both sides of your ribbon tails are the same length. And you don't need to measure, just eyeball it. Just like that. You can see that it's pretty much the same length, okay? I'm going to take the ribbon tail and I'm going to put it right on top, and I'm going to come around. Now I'm going to just come around there until I hear a zip, okay? Don't do it super tight because we're going to put some florals into this zip tie as well. So our ribbon tail is in there. And then we got these beautiful greeneries. It's got like sage greens, a bit of a fresh colored green, red berries, these little things, and then we got these long ones. What I want you to do is take one of them and you're going to rip it right off the stem, the main stem, okay? And that puts that to the side. We are going to put this whole bunch into the zip tie, just for the corners. So a whole bunch is going to go each corner. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to kind of spread these apart a little, make it look pretty. Okay, it's got a big like kind of fern going up the center. They each has 2 of these long ones. Okay, we'll put it on each side. We put the fern one right in the middle. We'll put the long red flowers right in the middle. There's 2 of these fresh green like foam. Put those to the side. And then we'll put the berries and the spiky thing kind of in the middle. Okay, so we've kind of fanned out our floral there. And I'm going to just trim off the end here a little bit. So just like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to, that's why I left my zip tie loose. I'm going to put it under my ribbon into the zip tie. Okay? And then we're going to bring our ribbon back over top. Look how pretty that is already. Bring your ribbons out. Once you have it in there, you can then, if you want, put, it's a, you can take one of these pink sprays that's in there as well, rip one of the stems off, and we can put that as well in there. So it's adding a little pop of nice dusty rose pink into our floral. Doesn't that look pretty? Okay, once that's all in there, you're gonna just zip that right up. There we go. And again, once we, have everything in, we can start moving the greeneries and stuff around. But for now, that's how we're going to put it in. Okay, very pretty. All right, we're going to do the next one. Actually, we'll go to this side. Whatever we do on this side, we're going to do on that side. Okay, let's do it again. Get a zip tie. Now, there is some of us that can do all of that, what I just did, with using one zip tie. My friends, it's not worth struggling. Just use another one. Because so far, we've only used 14 zip ties, so. Okay, again, we're going to take one of the heart ribbons. There's your center. Pinch it in the center. And then I bring that top to the center and the bottom to the center. It just, why I do that is it makes a nicer pleat in the center there. And then you're going to make sure both sides are the same. Put your ribbon right on top and come around with your zip tie. Just do it up just a little bit because remember we're going to put some florals in there. Now you may want to glue. We can add a little bit of glue because you can see that big stem right there. You can add glue, like a strip of glue, right across that stem. Just go right across and then it's glued to your mesh as well. So if somebody pulls that, it's not going to come out. Okay, so we're taking another one of these, and again, I'm just going to move the stuff around. So we got the fern, we'll leave that in the center. You got 2 of these long greens. There's 2, so I'll put one on each side. There's 2 of these foam type leaves. Put that on each side. We'll leave the long flowers, the long red flowers, right in the center. And then we'll move the berries and these spiky things. We'll leave that in the center too. So when you fan it out, that's what it looks like. Okay, quite easy. And then I'm going to take that. And again, I'm just going to go underneath my ribbon through the zip tie. There's that end. Okay, and then I'm going to take a pink, one of these pink branch leaf sprays, and this is where I'm going to come in with just a little bit of pink. I'm going to take that, and I'm also going to put that into the zip tie. All right, everything's in. I'm going to pull it all tight and clip it off. And then once it's in there, you can definitely move all your stuff around, but you might want to wait to do all that to the end, because it does get a little bit shifted as we're putting stuff in. Okay, and then again, you can put, I'm just going to cut this one a little bit shorter here. You can put a little thing of glue right over top. Okay, there's our corners. Now we're going to do the bottom corner the same. Repetitive. Okay, so we're going to the next one, which is row D. Okay, I'm just going right over top of the zip tie we already put on there for our mesh. And this time we're going to put just one pink. Now you could put, because I'm going to be putting ribbon in the center one, but you can put the heart one with your pink one in all of them if you want. I just figured, I don't know what I figured. I figured I would just do it like this. Because I do want to make a bow. We want to make sure we have enough ribbon for a bow. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna go in my little box here, and I'll grab a few. One of these. One of these. Like I said, I just kind of ripped it apart into little pieces. And one of these. That looks good. And these. So make a little mini bundle. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the pink. Just like that. And now we're going to put this whole thing just like we did on the corner. I'm going to put it into your zip tie. It wants to stick in the mesh, which is fine. Okay, bring your ribbon back over and do it up. Again, we can put a little dab of glue. And then move all these into the center, because it's all wired into the center of our ribbons there. Okay, the next one, I'm going to do just a heart. So it's going to be heart, pink, you know, going down. Now, this does take a little bit more time than a normal wreath, because you can see, you know, just how large it is, and we're putting lots of florals in. You can just glue, like stick your florals in if you want and into the mesh and glue it. But I strongly recommend doing it like this. That way you know everything is in there nicely. It's not going to fall out. If it gets hot or something, they're not going to melt. I just there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm grabbing. Just making little bunches here of greenery. Just snip it off so it's all the same length down there. And then lift your ribbon, stick your greenery in, bring your ribbon back down, and do it up. You are heading to a Ravens party. Oh, we're watching the game tonight. No offense, but I really don't want the Ravens to win. I'm sorry, because I don't want Buffalo playing the Ravens, because you guys have a really good team, the Ravens. So there is a possibility. This slipped out. There is a possibility of the Ravens may win the Super Bowl, so we don't want Buffalo to play the Ravens. How pretty that is. It's so pretty. Let's do the other side again. And this is really long, so I'm knocking everything over. Okay, so this letter I, I'm going to do the heart, and I'm going to do a pink one, because it's just kind of the middle of the ribbon, or the middle of the swag. I think we did double ribbons all the way down. If we weren't using florals and stuff, I would probably put 2 of each ribbon in the zip tie. But we have florals and lots going on. We need to save, we don't want it too busy. Keep losing my tools. Kind of like the just gluing of the pink ones and just into the mesh here, because then we can put a few. go. Oh wow, this is really looking pretty. This is what we got so far. It's quite large. Where's our sign? Let's see what we still have. Oh, that's going to look pretty. I'm going to do a bow and everything. Okay, so now we are, it doesn't really matter because all of it is the same. So it doesn't matter which side is the top and which side is the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we'll use this as the top. So I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm on row A. I'm going right in the very middle. Go through the hole. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to do it up right here. So there's where we were doing, there's the middle. And all I'm going to do is put ribbon tail in here. Right in the center. It doesn't need a piece of mesh. When I flip it, the pink will be on the outside. So that's the top. And then I'm going to take this last bush here. Now this one's got like a twig in it. It's the top of the bush. I'm going to take another one that I saved because each top of the bush will have these twig things, okay? So I didn't put the twig things in any because I'm going to keep it for the top. Like that. Just trim it down. Just like that. And I'm going to put it, actually, I'm going to put that in first. And that. Put that right in. Oh, I put it upside down. Sorry. There, so I have one of those twigs at the back center, one on the left side, one on the right side. Just kind of making them even. Just like that. And we'll put that straight in. So this is the top, so it's going to have like a bulk. Oh, shoot. No, we need to take, hold on. We need to take these shorter ones because they'll get covered by the ribbon. So the shorter ones meaning the ball, just rip it off, the balls, and then these spiky things. The ones that are shorter. Keep all the long, whimsical looking things. There we go. Now stick that all in. So no mesh right here. Okay, so that is in. And this is the top. Actually, I think I'm just going to use just the pink because we already have two heart. Let's just put the pink in. Yes. There we go. I like that. And then do that up. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. So ooh, I like it. I like it. some of these, the shorter ones, in the over top of the ribbon, so they don't get kind of lost behind the ribbon. One, two, and move the berries in the top, in the center. There. Perfect. A little bit of glue, that way in case somebody pulls on it. Can you see the top there? Look how pretty these long pieces are. I'll take some of this pink, put it into the mesh, poke it through in the mesh. So these are just half pieces. Look how pretty that is. And then we have our whimsical sticks coming out the top. Alrighty. Now we're going to go in the center. So the sign goes on row E. Remember, we put an S and an S, so we know where our pipe cleaners are going to go there. Okay, on row D, you're going to take one, and this is for the middle. We're going to take one of our mesh pieces, and you're going to go this way with your mesh piece. It's just kind of going down the middle. Okay, and then I'm also going to take one of the heart ribbons and one of the pink ones. Oh, do that up a bit. Okay, and then we're going to put the rounded nub part into the zip tie. Okay, that's all you need for the center, because we have that sign that we're going to be putting on. And then this mesh down here will hold up the sign a bit better. We'll put some pink pieces into the mesh. Here. Oh, you're just kind of gluing it in. One down further. A little bit there. Again, I'm just kind of sticking these into the mesh. There we go. Ooh, that's pretty. And then we'll move, once we're all done, we can move all the greeneries so it's like looks like it's full. Okay, we're going to do the same thing down here again. Wow. Wow. That is the top. We want to make sure our sign is in properly. So when you flip this over, remember I put the S in S? That is where the pipe cleaner is going. And I can see the S because I did it on the front and back. Okay, just give it a light twist on the back until you get the bottom one in. Make sure none of your tails or anything are stuck under your sign. Sorry, my pipe cleaner came out. Just putting it back in. There we go. Okay, so S, I'm pulling it until I can feel some resistance. Twist. Pull, twist. Okay, I'm going to put a hanger, get my hanger on, and then we'll make a quick bow. And if you are selling this, I'm putting a hanger here. Okay, so it has something to hang on. Okay, we're going to trim down the sign pipe cleaner. Put it back down so we want to keep our everything professional looking. Alrighty. It's beautiful. Okay, let's make a quick, simple bow for up top here. Let's see how long it is now. So the top to the bottom, you're looking at 36 inches, my friends. It is 36 inches long. And about 18 inches wide with the florals coming out. Using my bow maker. You guys all know I can't make a hand bow. I have these extra tails left over. I am going to add it to the bow. So I'm going to let's put 2 of these tails, only because I had them. And then we will six-inch tail with the heart. Give it a half twist. Now this looks like it's a directional ribbon, but it really is not, because when you look at it, some of the hearts are upside down on the actual ribbon and some are not. So just so you're aware of that. This is good ribbon too, a nice royal, almost like canvas-like ribbon. I am just doing a single loop. I don't want some big obnoxious bow. I just want a simple, simplified bow, just like that. So 1 6-inch loop on each side. And again, like I said, I have this extra. So I think I'm just going to do, what can I do with this? That looks good to me. Sure. Okay, I'm going to take a zip tie, one of my pipe cleaners. We're going to slide this bad boy out off the bow maker. You can pretty much put any kind of bow you want, but you don't want to cover too much of your sign. So that is why I'm not really making a bow with like long tails. You can if you want, and have the tails kind of come down to the side, but we have a lot going on here already. Oh, super cute bow. Look at that. I just took one of the tails and kind of made a single loop with a little... Cute. Okay, I want these tails. That. We're going to dovetail this. Okay, we don't want tons of loop because we got lots of beauties going on up here, right? And if we make this big, huge, obnoxious bow, you're going to lose all that pretties up in here. So we just want something very simple. Probably could have did this a hand by hand. You guys would have been so impressed. There we go. And now I'm just going to go see this zip tie that's right there that you can actually see. That is where the bow. You need to have like massive, you could even do, I didn't need to put the pink and gold one in. I just happen to have some tails still left over. So I don't want to waste it. So that's why I added. But I was just going to do a very simple 1 loop bow with the heart. But it turned out super cute anyways. Okay, just pull it. I'm going to twist it in the back. We got the tails that were on there. Open up our loop. Kind of curl these. We want this kind of going over the corner. Have this one kind of going over the corner. And there we go. Woo! Didn't think it was going to get done. I might, you know what? I might do a simple one down here too. Just with the hearts. Just very, very simple. Actually, you know what I will do? Just a single loop. So I'm going to go in with 6-inch, twist it. I'm going to come around the middle, the center of my bow maker here. We're just doing a 1 loop bow. Take that, come right down the center. Okay, this tail is 6 inches. Kind of cinch that down. Dovetail that. Dovetail that. Okay. This is what we got. Take my last pipe cleaner. I'm not even going to use a zip tie, just going to go around through that center loop there. And you might have to play around with it because, like I said, it's pretty thick ribbon. It's a very good quality ribbon. Yet another masterpiece. I didn't know how this one was going. You know, sometimes you're like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't go live because there's so much things going wrong. Today, I thought, oh, it's going to be one of those lives. But I took a deep breath, put everything else out of my mind, focused on what I was doing, and took my time. Okay, now I'm going to go, there's a zip tie, the zip tie's right there. I'm going to go down. Because this could have gone real wrong. But I'm telling you that if you guys watched it near the beginning, I took a deep breath and just thought to myself, take your time. You're editing it anyways. Well, that's different. Look how pretty. Stuck under there. There we go. All right, now I can pull it. Twist it in the back. Down a little bit long. There, that's more what I wanted. And trust the process, my friends. Trust the process. There, that's a little different, isn't it? Ta-da! We are done. I don't even know how long that took me, but I think it was worth it. Wow. Let me move this. This thing is huge. It is gorgeous. Like I said, if you make one the way I just made it, do not sell it for less than $75. I got to loosen this bottom part of my sign. Hold on. Hold it a little tight. There we go. Okay. This one's a little bit longer. Having your ribbon tails a little longer and being able to cut them back if you need to is much better than having them too short and you can't fix it. All right. There we go. There's the top. We'll fix the greenery and stuff on the door. All the way to the bottom. Very pretty. Now, you see that there might be a few bare spots. That's just because I need to go around and move my, pull out the greeneries. And don't forget, they're all wired, so you can do that. Some of my ribbons are stuck underneath. But we'll do all that when we take the picture and everything. But I think we have a winner chicken dinner here. And there's the back. Ooh, let's clean it up. Make it look good. And if you're selling this, put your sticker on the back. So they come for their spring one. Although you could keep this up all year round because it says love is key. That doesn't absolutely mean Valentine's, right? Okay, that's it. We're all cleaned up. That's the back. And there we got the front. Of course, I gotta fix my loops, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. All right, friends, have the great rest of your night. Bye-bye.